This is SCAC Basketball Media Days, and joining us today from Shreveport, Louisiana, is the Centenary College Gents head coach Adam Walsh and senior guard Isaiah Whittaker. And gentlemen, first of all, thank you for taking the time out and joining us today to discuss the upcoming season.
Thanks, James.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Coach Walsh, let me start with you. This was a great season last year. You guys got to the SCAC championship game, 18-10, set a lot of records throughout the year. You guys lost a couple key pieces, but you do welcome back a lot of that team back in 14-15. What's the momentum you can take from last season going into this season?
Well, there's a couple pieces to that. I mean, the momentum is that these guys got a taste of that championship game. We got 13 guys in our program overall that are returners for us, that have been a part of our program for at least 1 year. A lot of guys we've had in the program for 3 and 4 years now. And so the momentum carrying over, being the first year that we're tournament eligible, fully Division III eligible, these guys are hungry. I know they are. They got a taste of that championship game, and so that's given us a lot of momentum. They know what it's like. They've had that experience to play 3 games in 3 days, to be ready to play that championship game. I think our guys are pretty jacked up, and they're ready to go.
Coach, just share with me simply some of your expectations and goals for the team in the upcoming year.
Well, I think everybody in the league has said this already on their conference calls that, when you walk into the season, everybody's goal is to win the conference championship. So that's our goal that we said at the beginning of the year. That's our basketball goal. We want to win the conference title. We got a taste of it last year, so that's what we're chasing. We got a lot of other things that we use on a day-to-day basis. We've built our program this year around controllables, accountability, and discipline. So we use those things to talk with our guys about on a day-to-day basis to build the backbone of our program.
Isaiah, let me turn to you. And simply, you guys are going to open up Saturday in Portland, Oregon against Lewis and Clark. Just share with me just the excitement level among this team to get a new season started.
We're very excited to get to fly out to Oregon. It's our first game of the year. We've been working on it all training camp, all preseason, and all this hard work of what Coach just said, of discipline and being accountable of each other, is going to pay off. It's going to show off during this game.
Isaiah, share with me, from your perspective, what you've seen from this team throughout the preseason. What are some things you've seen that you've really liked from this team, especially as one of the seniors on this team?
How confident we are with each other. I like to, they know that we have a lot of returners coming back, and we all went to the tournament last year. We're very confident in each other. We have respect for each other, and we all believe that we can make it back to the tournament. And I see that we all have heart. And we're very motivated, and like I said, we're excited.
Coach, turning back to you, you have 4 seniors on this team, including Isaiah. How vital are they going to be to this team, team's success, especially from a leadership standpoint?
Well, I've told a couple people that it's not that practice is easy right now, but practice is a little bit easier for us as a coaching staff because, we've got seniors that I could put them on the spot and ask them to tell the rest of the guys what we're about to do, or walk the guys through a drill, or show the team a play that they've already run. It's a lot easier from that standpoint because we have returners that have been a part of our program. They know our program. They know our day-to-day. They know what we expect. They know what drives us, and they know us. They know Coach LeBlanc and myself. And they know how we act. They know what to expect from us, and so it makes things just run more smoothly. This is the most seniors we've had since I took over. I've only had 2 seniors twice, and now we've got 4, plus we have good classes behind them, and juniors and sophomores. So we're excited about what that overall experience does, and that begins with our seniors. Our seniors have to show up every day. They've watched the guys before them. Some guys have done a good job in that role. Some guys have been just okay in that role. And so, they've gotten to see the good and the bad of how seniors have been in the past over their 4 years here. And I think that's helped mold them. Isaiah's our team captain this year, and Isaiah stepped up to take that role, and he's our leader, and he's doing a great job in that right now, and that's just part of that senior group.
Isaiah, coming back to you, hearing that from your coach, just describe to me the importance it is to you and what it means to you to be a leader on this team, especially as the team's captain.
Well, there always has to be a leader, I think, and not just showing vocally, but showing with how you play on the court. With your attitude, you want to always be positive towards your teammates, and motivate them to be successful. And in the heat of the moment, you always want to bring them up when there are times that we are down in the game, or there are times where we're going through controversy with referees or anything that's going on. And as a leader, you have to step up and basically what we say here is turn the light switch on. So.
Coach, coming back to you, let's break it up a little bit. Let's look at your backcourt. Let's start with your guards. What have you seen from that group throughout the preseason, and who do you think is going to emerge throughout the regular season?
Well, we'll start with our returners. Just from guys that have received some honors in the past. You got Caden Cheremy, that's a part of that backcourt. There plenty of arguments could have been made 2 years ago that he could have been the conference defensive player of the year, and that was as a sophomore. So now he's back with that much experience under his belt, and being a senior, he's bench pressing over 300 pounds. He's physically stronger than he's ever been. He's ready to play. He's motivated. He's motivated to be a leader. He's motivated to get out there every day and give his best. And we expect what he's brought to our program is that high energy play that he's been known for, and we expect that to continue. And then Isaiah, sitting here with me, is taking over that point guard spot. He's had some limited minutes. Played a lot as a freshman. And we expect him. He's been able to fight through some injuries over the last 3 years. He's healthy now. He's rolling. We really like where he's at right now in practice. So we're expecting a lot from Isaiah, not to put any pressure on you. And then we've got Brooks Paucett coming off 3 solid years with us. He tore his knee as a freshman, and he's been able to recover well from that. We expect him to get back to where he was when he first came to us. He's had a pretty good fall here so far. We're excited. And then we got guys that had some little bit more limited roles last year. Justin Cueto coming off the bench. We expect a lot from him. Can really, really shoot the ball. We've got some other guys as freshmen that are stepping in, and they're competing every day. We're excited about those new guys in the backcourt. They're bringing just another piece. They really fit in. They fit in with where we want to be work-wise. They understand the level that it takes to compete. They're showing up to work every day. They're challenging our returners. They're pushing each other. We got guys that are in the gym trying to shoot 1,000 shots a day right now. I'm having to pull the reins back a little bit, just asking them to slow down a little bit, and that's from our freshmen. So we're pretty excited about what we've got in that backcourt. We'll see how we do when we start playing games.
This is the SCAC Men's Basketball Media Days here with the Centenary College Gents. Head coach Adam Walsh and senior guard Isaiah Whittaker. And Coach, we'll stay with you. Let's move to the front court. Let's move to your post players. Obviously, we know you have the freshman of the year returning. And tell us a little bit about the rest of the group as well in the front court.
Well, we know Kendall doesn't lack any confidence, so we're excited to have him back. He's proved himself, to pick up where he left off last year. Had a very good scrimmage for us. We're excited about what he's doing physically. He's put on about 25 pounds since he got here as a freshman. So he's put in that work in the offseason to really develop his body, and we're excited about where he's going and the maturity factor there with him. And the other guy that showed himself a little bit last year late in the season was James Sapp. And, we're really excited about what James is bringing to the table now that he's had a year of basketball after having that year off to run track. So he's got his basketball legs under him for a year. I told him after that conference championship game last year that he showed himself when he went and got those 20 rebounds. So we know what he's capable of doing. So not that we expect 20 a night, but we know he's capable of doing it. So we'll see how fast he picks that up. The older guys, Saro Natagas, as a senior, his preparation and his maturity is finally catching up. And I think that, he's showing up every day ready to work in practice. Physically, we can't ask any more out of anybody. Saro's done a great job with his body over the 4 years. Battled a few injuries this fall, so we're happy to have him back on the court. He seems like he's ready to go. His athleticism's finally showing up again, so we're excited about that. And Donovan Williams has been a solid piece for us his entire career, and we're excited. He's picking right back up. He can really shoot the ball for us. He's a perimeter threat, but he's also a very good just basketball player. Donovan's IQ on the floor is very good. Dribble, pass, shoot. He can do all of that, and we're excited about where we're going to be.
Isaiah, I'm going to come back to you. Just share with me some goals, maybe some that you've set for yourself, and then we've already kind of alluded to it a little bit, but some team goals as well.
Goals for myself, I would say becoming a stronger leader. Like Coach said, over the past years, I battled a couple of injuries, so confidence might have been a little low during those injury times, but now that I stepped up and now I'm a senior, that I will be a strong leader for this team and give them the motivation they need to bring them back to the conference championship. And, of course, that is also a team goal to get to the conference championship. And what we want to do is keep our discipline intact, and we want to always be accountable of each other on the way to the conference. And I think that's just our goals. If we stay together, we're going to make it. So,
Coach, you already kind of alluded to it a little bit. 4 newcomers on this team, or actually, excuse me, quite a few newcomers on this team. Just tell me a little bit about this group, what they've brought to the practice floor, what they've brought to the training and preseason, and how they're going to impact this team during the regular season.
Well, we graduated 2 guards last year that were seniors, and so we brought in basically a whole group of guards to compete, to help elevate that backcourt. And so everybody that's come in is somewhere between the 1 and the 3. We might slide some guys over just when we play small or play big, just changing lineups. But we brought in guys that we knew would challenge our returners, and that's right where they are. We got one, Dylan Weaver, that won a state championship game here in Louisiana at Natchitoches Central High School. We got another one in Travion Kirkendall that lost in a state championship game at Lakeview High School here in Louisiana. So the experience that those 2 guys bring from 5A and 4A basketball in Louisiana, they've seen high-level players. They've competed well, and they know what it takes to win, and that's an important part in our program. As we've gotten our philosophies in place over the last 4 years, knowing how to win before you get here is a big piece. These guys got to know what it takes. We expect a lot out of our guys. We demand a lot out of our guys on a day-to-day basis, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I think the experience that those 2 have had playing at that level has helped them step right in and be able to compete. Jacob Broussard out of Lafayette shooting the ball really well for us. Tough. He's a tough kid. We're excited to have him in the program. He's picking up a lot of our stuff very quickly. He's in the gym a ton. We got guys that are watching film more than I've ever had. Our freshman class watches more film than I've had any group of freshmen when they walked in the door. Since the first day on campus, they've been asking me for film of anything. Any games I could find, they would watch them. And so they've just gone through our film library since I've been here 8 years. And we got freshmen that have been watching Division I games from my first 3 years here all the way up until watching our conference games from this past year and trying to learn what they're up against. And that's exciting because that means that they're willing to prepare. They're willing to put in the extra work to be ready to play.
Gentlemen, we'll get you out on this final question. Isaiah, let's start with you. For Centenary College to meet its goals and expectations in 2014-15, what will be some of the keys to success?
probably what I've been saying this whole interview. But like I said, we always have to hold each other accountable. And it's going to take heart, to get back to where we were. And I think because we've been there and we're hungry and we're one of the top teams now and people know who we are, I think it's going to motivate us even more than last year when we were trying to get recognized and know that we can be the best that we can be. And I think this year it's going to be a different type of motivation, but sticking to what we know and what we do best, by holding each other accountable and being a disciplined team, will always get us back to where we want to be. So,
Coach, I'll let you try and follow that up. Let me ask you as well, what will be the keys to success?
To harp on Isaiah, I think we've figured out the company line. The guys have been very good at understanding what we're about this year. And for us, how we've talked about it, it begins with the controllables of attitude and effort, how we show up each day. The middle part of the season, the middle part of the process is holding each other accountable and learning how to finish, which ultimately we didn't do last year because we lost in the championship game. Being able to finish anything that we do on and off the court is going to require that discipline. So controllables, accountability, and discipline, we've mapped it out pretty good. No excuses, next play, and win the day is what we're about as a program, and we're trying to emphasize those in some way or another each day and let these guys grow in that, and hopefully we can get back and have the on-court success that all the fans like to see and these guys want. Our overall success, we won't know what it looks like for 20, 30 years. When these guys are husbands, fathers, and they have careers, that's what we're concerned about in the long run. So hopefully they're picking up those life lessons that go along with controllables, accountability, and discipline, and we're doing the right things here.
This has been the SCAC Men's Basketball Media Days with the Centenary College Gents, head coach Adam Walsh, and senior guard Isaiah Whittaker. And gentlemen, again, we thank you so much for taking the time out and discussing the upcoming season with us, and we wish you and the rest of the team good luck in the upcoming season.
Thank you.
Thank you.